Down in the hills of California, a new state mandate is coming for your property, and it's a lot more personal than you think. The government isn't just looking at your taxes anymore. Now, they're demanding you tear out your private gardens. All of this is being pushed under the banner of safety. But for those of us watching, it looks like just another excuse to tell you what you can and can't do on your own dirt. The red tape factory in Sacramento just finalized a plan that most homeowners are calling a total disaster of leadership. Under the rules of Assembly Bill 3074, pushed by Representative Laura Friedman and signed off by Governor Gavin Newsom, we're seeing the birth of Zone Zero. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a hard requirement to rip out every plant, flower, and bush within 5 feet of any building in high-risk areas. What used to be a sign of personal liberty and a bit of botanical beauty. It's being traded for gravel, concrete, or just plain dirt. Critics aren't holding back, calling this a massive hit to property rights that turns vibrant neighborhoods into sterile, dead landscapes. The state claims they need this to stop flying embers from starting fires, but for 2 million residents, it feels like they're being forced to dismantle their entire way of life, all while the taxpayer gets stuck with the bill. To really get why we're in this mess, you have to look at the recent history of the Golden State. Back in January 2025, the Palisades and Eaton fires in Los Angeles turned into a total nightmare, killing dozens and wiping out thousands of homes. The politicians are using that tragedy as the perfect excuse to jam through these extreme rules. But if you talk to anyone who's been around for a while, they'll tell you a different story. For decades, the state has basically ignored real forest management. They've let underbrush pile up until the whole place is a powder keg. Instead of fixing the mess on public land, the government is shifting the blame onto you. By forcing you to clear your own yard, they're moving the job of fire prevention from the public sector right onto the shoulders of private citizens. It's a classic move. Fail to handle the massive fuel loads on state land, then make the individual homeowner pay the price for it. Zone Zero isn't just about losing your curb appeal. It's a financial wrecking ball. For most families, the price tag for following these new orders is brutal. Tearing out a garden and laying down non-flammable materials can easily cost thousands of dollars. And it gets worse. Insurance companies are already hinting that if you don't play ball, your coverage is history. Either they'll hike your rates through the roof or just cancel your policy altogether. This is the ultimate squeeze. The working class is caught between state enforcers and corporate mandates. There's a massive wave of anger growing among people who feel like they're being punished for Sacramento's inability to manage its own resources. They see it for what it is. The home as a castle idea is being trashed. Now, your house is just a spot for government overreach, where even a rose bush is treated like a threat that needs to be wiped out with a pen stroke. As we head into 2026, the lines are being drawn. The state is dragging its feet on the final rules, and that's probably because they're starting to feel the heat from the public. From the East Bay down to the canyons of LA, people are starting to get organized. They're demanding that the state focus on thinning out forests and doing controlled burns instead of ripping up suburban yards. A home is supposed to be a sanctuary, right? The trees and plants give us shade and a little peace of mind. Replacing all of that with a concrete moat feels like a total lack of imagination and zero respect for the people living there. So, The big question is, are Californians going to just accept this conditioning of their property rights? Or will they demand a return to common-sense management that actually protects the forest and the family home at the same time? The future of the American suburb is on the line here, and we're watching this bureaucratic tragedy play out in real time.